Okay, you just need to take notes on this after your test is done, I presume. Okay. I don't want to start with these. I want you to go to the very back page. Okay. I want you to graph these, just graph these coordinate points. Okay, it's a table. You got X and Y. That's the two axes on the graph. The one going sideways is the X, and the one going up and down is the Y. You got to remember that. So this is a coordinate, -2, 6. So what I do is on the x-axis, I go backwards 2 because it's a negative number. So I go backwards 2, and then y is 6, so I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm not going to number the axis, okay? So there's the point -2, 6. I put a parentheses, I put -2, 6. Okay, -1, 3. Again, I go in the middle, and I go backwards 1, up 3. That coordinate represents -1, 3. Okay, 0, 0 is just the middle. Okay, 1, -3. Okay, now you go forward 1, but down 3. 2, 6, you go forward 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, what you do is connect the dots with a ruler. Okay. And you just draw a line through the dots. Because that line does follow a line pattern right there. Okay, next one, 2, -1. So remember, this is the x, this is the y. So 2, -1 means I go forward 2 because it's positive, and then down 1. 1, -3, I go forward 1, down 1, 2, 3. 0, -5 means I don't go forward or backwards, I just go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -7, I go backwards 1 and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see a pattern developing, okay? -2, 9, I go backwards 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down at the end. So I take my ruler and just connect those points. And we have a line. Usually when we graph lines, we put arrows on both ends because that could keep going. That pattern could keep going forever. Okay, now, in your packet, find the page. It says graph the equation. And it says y equals -2x plus 6. Now, here's how you graph an equation, okay? At least here's one of the ways. You're going to learn multiple ways, okay? But we're going to keep it simple to start with. We're going to make an XY table. Now, I can put whatever I want in for x, but I'll keep it confined. I'm going to go 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. I'll just go in that range right there. X is the independent variable, okay? You can put any number in for x you want, and then the result of y depends on what I put in for x. Okay, so here's how I calculate my y coordinates, okay? Y equals -2x plus 6. So I got -2, but I'm going to replace the x with the 2 that's right here, times 2 plus 6. So -2 times 2 is -4, and then you go -4 plus 6, that's +2. Now, put the 1 in for the x. So I go -2 times x, so -2 times 1 plus 6. So -2 times 1 is -2, and then -2 plus 6 is 4. Okay, -2x plus 6. So now x becomes 0. -2 times 0, 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. So you can see the pattern that develops. I don't need to keep doing this because if I go 2, 4, 6, I'm probably going to go 8 and 10. Okay, so now I graph the coordinates. I got 2 and 2. That's a coordinate point of the equation. So I start in the middle. I go forwards 2 because that's, remember, this is the x, this is the y. So if x is 2, I go forwards 2 and then up 2 because y is 2. And that's 2 comma 2. Okay, 1, 4. I go forwards 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 1 comma 4. If I put 1 in for x, I got a y value of 4. Okay, 0, 6. So I don't go forwards or backwards because I have a 0 for my x and then a 6 for my y. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Negative 1, 8. So I go backwards 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then negative 2, 10. I go backwards 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll just go up here 10. Okay, so I take a ruler and make a straight line. I put arrows on both sides of the line because that equation, we could put numbers in there forever, okay? But I see the pattern that has developed. All right, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so now you're going to go 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, same as before. So, to find your y equals 1/2 times x plus 3. So I got 1/2, but over here x is 2, so times 2 plus 3. So 1/2, half times 2 can be done in your head. What's half of 2? It'd be 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, now I put 1 in. I got 1/2 times 1 plus 3. Now 1/2 times 1 is just 1/2. And then 1/2 plus 3 is 3 and 1/2. Okay, now I put 0. 1/2 times 0 plus 3. Okay, 1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. Now I see the pattern. I'm going down by 1/2 every single time. Okay. So 4, 3.5, 3. Then I'm going to get 2.5 and then 2. Okay. So 2, 4, go forwards 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 comma 4. Okay. 1, 3.5, I go forward 1, then up 1, 2, 3, and then halfway. Now the points here are going to be really close together. 0, 3, I don't go forward or backwards, I go up 1, 2, 3. By the way, this point here would be 1 comma 3, 1/2, and this would be 0, 3, okay, 0 comma 3. Negative 1, 2 and 1/2, so I go backwards 1, up 1, 2, and then 2 and 1/2. So negative 1, 2 and 1/2. Okay, then negative 2, 2, so I go backwards 2, up 2. Okay, and I just make a line that rolls through those points because the line keeps going forever. You could put in x values all day. So you make the line, you put arrows on each end because the line is infinite. It's endless to that equation. Okay, you could put 1,000 in for x and graph it. Okay. Okay, now turn over to the back side of that. And you got y equals negative 1/2. Now to the front side, you're on the front side. Y equals negative 1/2 x minus 2. Okay, so again, I go 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. Okay, so again, y is equal to negative 1/2 times x minus 2. So I have negative 1/2 times 2, and then minus 2. So negative tons of positives and negative, and then half of 2 is 1, so it'd be negative 1. Now negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Now I put 1 in, negative 1/2 times 1 minus 2. Now negative times a positive is a negative, so it's going to be negative, and then half times 1 is negative 1/2, okay? So I go negative half minus 2. That's going to be negative 2 1/2. So 0. So you got negative 1/2 times 0 minus 2. So negative half times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Okay, and now I see the pattern. Okay, so I go from negative 3 to negative 2.5 to negative 2. I think then we're going to get negative 1 1/2 and then negative 1. Okay. So when I put 2 in, I got negative 3. So this is the coordinate I'm graphing. So I go forward 2, up, down 1, 2, 3. And that's 2, comma, negative 3. 1, negative 2.5. Okay. So I go forward 1, and then down 1, 2, and then 2 1/2. Okay. So that's 1, comma, negative 2 1/2. Okay, 0, negative 2. I don't go forward or backwards at all. I go down 2. So 0, negative 2. Okay, negative 1, negative 1 1/2. Okay. So I go left 1, and then down 1, and then 1 1/2. So negative 1, and then negative 1 1/2. Okay. And then negative 2, negative 1. So I go backwards 2, down 1. So negative 2, negative 1. Okay, pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so now take a ruler and just make a line through those points because that line continues forever. Okay, now last one, y equals 2x minus 3. So the x, you're going to input 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. So I got 2 times x minus 3. So I got 2 times, but I replace the x with 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay. 2 times 1 minus 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 0. 2 times 0 minus 3. So 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Now you see the pattern developing. You're going down by 3 units every time. So negative 5, negative 7. Okay, so 2 is with 1. So I go forward 2, up 1. 1 is with negative 1. Remember, this is the x, this is the y. So I go forwards 1, down 1. 0, negative 3. So I don't go forwards or backwards. I just go down 1, 2, 3. Here, I'll label these. So that first one's 2, comma 1. This is 1, comma negative 1. And then this other one's 0, comma negative 3. Okay, negative 1, negative 5. So I go backwards 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 1, comma negative 5. And then negative 2, negative 7. I go backwards 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the pattern has been developed, so I didn't just make the line right here. Now, there's something on a line you have to be cognizant of. It's called the slope. Okay, I know you guys had this last year. A lot of people said they didn't get it. So here's all you do. You go pick 2 points that are together. I'll pick these last 2. Now, to get from here to here, first I go straight up, okay? And I count the squares as I'm going up. I go up 1, 2, and I'm right across. So I went up, so that's positive 2, okay? And then I move forward 1, okay? So a slope is simply how far you went up, which is positive 2. It's a ratio over how far you went over, which is 1, okay? So like on this one here, well, that one's not a good one because the coordinates are off the grid, okay? But this one here, definitely, okay? So again, I pick 2 points. How many squares? So I go up. So again, to get from one square to the other, you have to go up 2. And you can only go straight up or straight down. You go up 2, right 1. Hence the slope is positive 2 over 1.